is the difference between a coach and a mentor?
Okay, Zayn, you've probably thought a lot about this. So what do you got?
Yeah. Let's look at it like this. Let me give you a very simple, because the follow-up is, how does mentoring look like? Okay, so let me give you almost like a visual of coach and mentoring. To me, I look at a coach as being like your best friend, right? And your mentor is like your father. So coach is, you tell him all your secrets, you tell him your weaknesses, your strengths. He's going to love and support you. He's going to lovingly nudge you sometimes. He's going to do all these wonderful things for you. But your mentor, that's a different view. Your mentor is someone your mentor is almost like your teacher or like your sensei. Your mentor is older, and he's kind of not just telling you what to do, but showing you what to do. You're kind of like following his footsteps. But more like a father figure. That's how I see, if I had to give you a visual distinction between the two. The lines seem to kind of blur a little bit, but again, coach is like your best friend in the whole world. That's going to help you succeed no matter what. And your mentor, they can really crack the whip sometime and discipline you and really push you. So I just want to give a different angle on that one. Okay, so there you go, Evan.
I don't know how much it really matters, to be honest. Again, like definition stuff I hate in general. You love it, but I mean, I think there's lots of coaches who won't be your best friend. I think for me, the difference would be, I think of accountability. That's the first thing that comes to mind. The difference is accountability for me. Like the fact that I have to ask Zayn, like, "Hey, did you follow up with Alex yet?" I hate that stuff. I don't want to have to be. I'm not your accountability buddy, right? Like, I don't want to have to play that role. Go get an accountability buddy. So that's the difference for me between really mentorship and coaching. And why I've thought about it is I put it on my stages of personal development, my personal growth, stages of belief, right? The 5 stages. And the last stage where you become the high achiever, it's not so much about having people coach you as it is about having mentorship, because it's just assumed that you're gonna do the work, that you're gonna follow through. So that would be it for me. If you need the person to hold your hand and ask you, "Hey, did you do this thing that we talked about?" and keep notes every time and remind you that you didn't do it and that you're, it's a lot more supportive, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Where a mentor is, they're not spending time on that. For me, that's how I would personally define it. Like I coach people all the time, but if I have to be your accountability partner, then I would much rather be the mentor.
Good question, Morbius. Okay.
How does that sit with you? Because you're in this world.
Who's that? Drew?
No, you.
What do you mean?
How does that definition sit with you?
Yeah, I just think mentoring is definitely. If it wasn't a situation like COVID, I always looked at mentoring as, because I had a mentor growing up, and so did you. Like my father was my coach and my mentor, but definitely more my mentor. So he was a role model. He was a model for me to follow. So when I went to go do something, he would show me how to do it, tell me how to do it, and then have me go do it. It's like you're there with the person, you're there with the person. But coaching, you don't have to be present with the person. But to me, mentoring, you have to be present with the person. But now, because of COVID and everything else, mentoring takes more on a virtual meeting now. But it's still more hands-on. Coaching is not necessarily always hands-on. Mentoring, there's more training involved. Like, okay, watch me do this, now you go do this. Like driving. It's like, okay, watch me take this turn, now you get behind the wheel, and it's just more hands-on, it's more involved.
See, I would put that at much more, it's coaching.
Yeah, well,
Like hands on, like I'm gonna watch me do it. Like I'll take you through the steps one by one. That's to me, that's more coaching than.
yeah, yeah. There could be some, blurred lines, some crossover there. I just see mentoring as more of a father role, and coaching is more of a brotherly role.
Well, I don't know. So I have a hard time with that, like, definition, only because I feel like as one grows up, the role that the father plays changes. At first, they are a mentor, but over time, they become more of a coach.
Oh, well, you mean as you develop?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because you need less mentoring because your skill sets are at a higher level. But he's always gonna be like you look at the sensei and a student. No matter how great Bruce Lee became, his mentor was still his mentor. He didn't need as much mentoring, but because he became a master, and then now he's mentoring others. But your master is always your master. So will I be right if I say that coach is someone who is helping you to discover and solve the problems using your own internal guidance and energy, while mentor is channeling this energy to your the best version of yourself?
What's the why? Why? We want to know the why of this question.
He wants to know the why of this question.